All right, it's Friday, time for video follow through. And I used to love going on a class trip, and I remember what they would tell us, right? Because you're going from the school and a class trip, and you're going to a place. Let's say you're going to Washington, D.C. would be a cool class trip, right? Very often your teachers will sit you down and say, look, you are representing our school when you're down there. They're going to know that we're from this school, and even though you're leaving this building, you represent us. And so they're going to know what we value. They're going to get a sense of who we are by how you act. And it's different, right? You just can't act any way you want. You're going to act in a way that really shows favorably to the school. So people go, wow, they're from that school. That must be a great school. And now, why is it that every day as we head out, as we go and do our thing, we kind of forget that. We forget that we represent Jesus in all that we do, in every place that we go. 2 Corinthians 5, verse 20, Paul says this. He says, therefore, in other words, yesterday we talked about us being entrusted with this message of reconciliation. And so he says, because that's true, you have the message, it's been entrusted to you. So that makes us ambassadors for Christ. God making his appeal through us. And so we implore you on behalf of Christ to be reconciled to God. So in other words, we're ambassadors. We represent him every day in all that we do, no matter where we find ourselves, no matter where you are. What you do reflects on who he is. Right? Because if you say, well, I'm a Christian, I believe in Jesus, I follow him, and then we go and we act in ways like we're nasty or we're judgmental or we're hateful, we're spiteful, right? We're stirring up all kinds of problems, right? People are going to go, wow, I wonder what that Jesus is about. But if we're loving and caring and working to bring the love of and the forgiveness and healing and hope of Jesus to people, they're going to say, wow, so that's what it looks like. So that's what being a Christian is really all about, right? Because this person isn't going out trying to sell me on how perfect they are, but they seem to be saying the opposite, that they really do need Jesus because they don't always get it right. But they don't want to live that way. They want to live for him. And what a message that is. So just remember that, like today, like God's actually making his appeal through us. I always find that verse to be so cool. So like God is like just crying out to the world around us through us, that they might know, that they might be reconciled to God. Because that's the place where real healing happens. That's the place where real reconciliation between ethnic groups and people groups and really people who are at war with each other. That's where that healing starts, being reconciled to God. Because when I know my sins aren't being counted against me by God, boy, I'm free to love that other person. I'm free, as we've been talking about all week, to see them differently. Not as someone to be dealt with, but as someone to be loved and forgiven and helped and encouraged. So I pray that again, we go out like just honored, considering it a privilege to represent our King. So let's do that all day and really for the rest of our lives. Have a great Friday, and we'll see you tomorrow for our video follow-through for Saturday.